time. Game 3 is now as we load into the portal and watch these incredible players drop.
Here we go. It's game 3. We're going to see, is anyone switching it up? But, you know, like you said, you want to find yourself in your top 10 at the end of the day. If you're picking a NOS, you want to keep that lead. You're hanging out at the top of the leaderboard and securing so many points game after game. So just keep doing what you're doing. And, hey, you know, eventually you're not going to have a great match. But if you keep up this solid play style, they're going to be finding themselves in that top 10 that you're looking for. Now we do see, here's the lobby splitting out. One of the things that I find super interesting is the teams that do contest each other, are they fighting off spawn? We have seen this fight happen once off spawn here, but typically this has been a more slow or patient one. But now talking about off spawn, down go Arkram and Falconer. Jelty Vico, after winning the first game off spawn, winning the second game off spawn, and then winning the game, now say, third game's mine? You guys should figure out somewhere else to land.
Yeah, and I think at this point they have to. Look, I love Arkram, Falconer, the West boys. You already know. Like I said before, I got love for West. But at some point, you got to make a switch, and I think now's that time because you just went down, and obviously with the success of Jelty and Vico there in game number 2, that shows that these off-spawn engagements not only are helping them with eliminations on the leaderboard, but they're also huge motivators for them to go into the in-game and do something special.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for anything better, and then that momentum is huge to continue to play that well. If you're able to do that game after game, I mean, 8 points a game, or sorry, 4 points a game just to start off before most teams even have their loot is incredible.
It is incredible, but honestly, what else is incredible is the loadout here. We've only been in the game for a few moments. Look at that. You got cow catchers, you got that charge SMG, you got the Rift-to-Goes. Like, that's a solid zero build loadout if I've seen one. But look in here, we now see the flare gun. I gotta say, I love the touch of the fireworks coming off the flare gun.
Oh yeah, you gotta celebrate. And we do see the flare gun is going to expose where Gentle and Phantom are, and these two are just going to keep playing this slowly, grab whatever loot they can, and it appears almost every time they've walked out of this POI, look to disengage, now tuning in with 2 more players just hanging out, but they got a wolf friend coming for them and may not even realize it. They take some shots onto Malabuka there, but the wolf comes in from behind, now shooting back at Epic Whale. They're not in the best position, but that bush, it's really hard to fight. So Epic and Malabuka likely just gonna look to disengage this because you don't want to be shooting back at a bush, but no, those players accidentally jump out of the bush and the shots come through. Look like Epic Whale's gonna be able to get an Elam and the other one's up in the air.
This is what we wanted to see from Epic Whale and Malabuka. We wanted to see them have a little bit more success in the early game so that they could be set up for success in the late game. Now, for Epic Whale, he does tend to have a slower day one. It's historic how his day ones, no matter who he's playing with, seem to start out a little bit slower, a little bit more cautious, maybe going down early. And then day 2 is where he truly shows up in incredible fashion. So this is kind of speaking to that history we know from Epic Whale because he's had a slow start so far. But speaking of people without slow starts, it's FHD here getting massive tags on the Phantom.
And now Gentle trying to shoot back for his teammate, but Phantom is going to go down. Yonks is going to be able to find the last couple of tags there, and Gentle might have no choice but to grab these shockwaves and get out of this fight. It's really hard to 2v1, especially in zero builds. So FHD continuing to put shots on. The revive may come through, but likely it's just going to be Gentle hoping he can walk out of here. And actually, Dukes and Clicks are right above, so Gentle has to be extremely careful. It's not just one duo, it's 2 watching him every single move.
Every single move. This is kind of important, right? Look, Clicks and Duke have the position to take out not only Gentle, but FHD as well. He needs to be super careful, and that's where the shots are leaning in. Yonks end up going down. So see FHD, Yonks now out of it as Frosty appears.
The Brazilians walking in, trying to get the eliminations. They quickly throw down that Portafort to try and get covered, and it looks like Seti and Cammy are coming in, trying to get involved in this fight. Seti is going to be able to clean this up once they walk into the Portafort. Frosty's just going to hit the rift, get out of here, and put themselves in a position to play for that reboot or try and play as a solo. Frosty is exposed for a moment. Cammy not able to hit those shots, and just simply gonna grab whatever loot they want and continue to play the rest of this game out.
Seti and Cammy are some of the most consistent players across the board, across every game mode, across every region. And so to see them here in the top 10 is exciting, but I know it's just moments away from them just clutching up and having that incredible game that we know they have the potential to take. It may even be here in Game 3.
Yeah, back-to-back solid matches from them, and that's why they're currently sitting in our top 5. So after 2 games, they're consistently making that end game, and like you mentioned, Panda, they're going to pop off one game. It's only a matter of time, but a team, a player, Mitro, Milan, going and getting aggressive, but they actually get tagged up from multiple different players, both sides, and there's no choice here, but Mitro just has to hit the rift, try and back on out of here. Milan is now all by himself in the bush, and he's knocked. Mitro's gonna try and jump in the bush, but only to hit that rift, and now, I'm sorry, man, your teammate is gone.
Your teammate is gone. But for Ronaldo, it's a good refresh for him. Mitro actually gonna be able to make it out barely with what looks like just a few HP. So that is honestly surprising that he was able to survive that, but this could not be the end. Remember, Milan had gone down in game number 1 pretty early as well, and Mitro was able to still kind of stay alive and get some points on the board. So I imagine we'll see a similar fashion here for them now, but now Amar is down. Vadil looking to pick up the players pushing forward. It's actually Fatch and Carry both looking to get involved. Huge tech. Fatch is going to go down, but Carry cleans up Vadil there, not only getting the refresh, but also being able to get his teammate back in the game.
And we see quickly throws down those cow catchers just to give himself a little bit of protection. You know, maybe there's no one around him. We know that because we can see the mini-map and other players, but he doesn't. So immediately making sure he's as safe as he can. French-Canadians able to pick up a couple of eliminations, and now back together, gonna heal up and put themselves in a good position. But a team that consistently is finding themselves in a good position is Lucy and Steno, always in that mud flap, and we see why. They have 2 of the repair torches, which allow them to continue to stay in there. Yeah, you could damage it, but they're going to out-heal you basically every single time.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? We haven't seen too much of the repair torch ahead of this in these zero build competitions. So to see him wielding 2 and being able to keep those vehicles alive here in the game, that's so important. And I think we saw there in game 2 that a lot more players were adapting that same mindset. They were grabbing a vehicle, they were grabbing the repair torch, and there were so many more vehicles there closer to the end game. So I'm interested to see if that will continue to be the case. But speaking of cases, it's Edgy and Acorn looking to maybe take a case here towards Cal and his teammate. Huge shots come through, but unfortunately, no one ends up going down.
Yeah, just gonna slow down for now. Acorn Edgy looking for some shots there as we tune in. Looks like Threats and Macwood see Vino and Aqua in the distance, and they're just trading some shots. Like Threats is winning the best of that one for now. More shots continuing to come through. That's actually some big tags. They're gonna be able to get both Aqua and Vino in that one. And another team. We see the repair torch and the mud flap with the cow catcher on front. I mean, you're rocking a fully tricked out vehicle.
Fully tricked out indeed, and it's kind of interesting, right? Macwood, Threats, 2 players, absolutely incredible from the NA East region. They do quite well in these kind of like high pressure situations, these high pressure lobbies, but unfortunately I don't think we've seen too much from them as of yet. Macwood does seem to be going down quite a bit here in these games, leaving Threat as a solo, so it'll be interesting to see if that continues. But speaking of continues, it's the story of Acorn and Edgy just trying to connect shots on anybody that they can. And now the victims seem to be Knight and Shark.
Malabuka just knocked Merstache. If you guys don't know, they play duos together, so you know that there is going to be some comms that happen after this game. Oh, you have to love it. You know, a lot of these players have switched up their traditional FNCS duos, some playing with their duos, but when you see that, you know, it's that fun. It's that little banter that you get to have now with your friend after the match ends, or when you get back to the hotel and hanging out. Either way, Malabuka, Epic Whale, able to pick up their first elimination of the game. Now, Panda, I want to, you've been hyping up Clix and Duke. You've been saying that they're going to be one of the best duos here. The zone pulls in their favor for the first time today. How are you feeling about this match for them?
They win. Game 3 is theirs. You can call it now. But speaking of calling it now, it's Adapter just trying to stay alive and doing a good job. He actually ends up going down as I say that. Kakarot left as a solo player. Now it is a 1v1. Shark versus Kakarot. Shark, though, going to be able to get the truck and just fully disengage. That is definitely a huge advantage for him. And you see Adapter immediately dropping additional heals here for Kakarot, just in case that fight continued. Such a smart play. But wait, the fight does continue because Shark is not done yet.
Yeah, Shark going behind, gets back to Knight. Wasn't looking for the disengage. It was a little pump fake there, trying to go around, then comes back, gets behind the players, and now Adapter and Kakarot are getting sprayed from another team. This is a difficult position, but once again, we see those cow catchers getting used. It's actually Hen and Queasy in the distance, taking shots, putting pressure on, not allowing that heal to come through, and looks like Kakarot will get finished up along with Adapter, but you're not out of the storm yet, literally and figuratively. Rogue Shark and Knight have to get past Queasy and Hen, who are one of the most difficult duos, and Knight goes down. Now, Queasy and Hen are not gonna let this one go.
No, the relentless pressure comes through as Queasy and Hen just continue to target Shark and Knight. But now the rift comes through. Will they actually push it? No, it does look like they are going to disengage, just focus on getting in the zone, which in my opinion, that's the play, right? You can't just keep spending too much time in Storm, especially with Storm Sickness being the way that it is. It could really end up ruining somebody's game.
Yeah, we do see the disengage comes through, and to the favor of Knight and Rogue Shark, they got to be loving that rift when it actually happened, but now they have a far rotate themselves. We see Queasy and Hen have to look for their own position now. Everyone's already claimed space, and they're going to have to continue to rotate on foot. We see Mitro and Milan right in front. Queasy's going to be jumping into this bush. He sees the team. He finds Milan, but Mitro is still here. He's going to go down. That's Fatch picking that one up. Mitro and Milan do go down, but there's a duo up on the high ground in a great position looking down. They're going to have the rotation available, and also they're going to be taking tags as everyone tries to rotate themselves.
Yeah, look, the statue there is probably the best position to be in, because not only do you have high ground, but you have free mobility. When you jump off that, it has that wind tunnel that pushes you in any direction that you want to go. So having that is going to be a huge advantage for the team above. But it looks like Hen, Queasy, they don't care about that advantage up above. They're just going to take advantage of the position that they have and just try to pressure any of these vehicles. So smart for them to try to take out vehicles as quickly as possible, because all it takes is the players to come up. But speaking of players coming up, it's Carrie and Fatch looking to get involved. They end up taking down Hen. Now Queasy, left as a solo player, needs to do something to stay in this game.
Queasy trying to fight them off. A quick surprise play there by Carrie and Fatch, able to get them. It does look like Thomas is able to knock Clix. Scope goes down. Clix is going to get fully finished. FKS is now going to get finished as well. Queasy's a solo. Several solos trying to navigate their way around, and Queasy is one of them. Just sitting in the bush, waiting for the right moment, whether it be to rotate or to find a play to get revenge here on Carrie and Fatch as they try and move forward into zone.
Moving forward, that's the question here. That's the statement that these players have to do. It's the action that comes next. But for a lot of these players, they're going to struggle to move forward, because some of the positioning I'm seeing right now in the current zone, these players have been here and they're ready. They're ready for people to fly next to them so they can take any shots that they can. But surprisingly enough, Carrie and Fatch does look like they're going to be able to find a nice little spot here. But as I say that, it looks like Fatch ends up going down. So this could be tough for them. Andalix now as well, looking to connect some shots with these players. Honestly, it's anybody's game.
It is anybody's game, but Knight is all by himself. Andalex taking the shots. He's jumping around from vehicle to vehicle, and he is the vehicle of choice today as everyone is trying to take shots. But no, appears that Knight is going to find a sweet spot behind the building. For now, he gets a breath. But you know who won't get a breath? Anyone right in front of Andalex and Scram as they see Queasy right behind the battle bus as they just continue to take some shots. Queasy takes some damage as well, and we can see exactly where everyone is on the map. Zone is going to pull in just a matter of seconds, but that north side, surprisingly easy for those rotates, and Zone does pull fairly center, so a good or favorable zone for most players.
Absolutely, and the nice thing about this zone is the cover. Remember, in zero build, it's very hard to have any kind of like natural cover, especially rotating on our current map. So to be in the area of the Joneses, tons of trees, that's going to be a huge advantage for some that still have to rotate. But if you're already in zone, you take that heavy sniper out, you take out some of those trees, and you're easily going to be able to pick up an elimination or two.
And we see that appears to be what Andalex and Scram are doing. They're just clearing out this lobby so that anyone that rotates is doing so out in the open. But it's going to be King and Siyun taking shots on players in the air. I don't believe they're going to be able to get that final tag. That's actually Epic Whale and Malibuka up above, stealing that elimination away. A lot of the damage done, but now it's up to the north. We see Bloomy, we see Spy and Hero, Swilliam. So many players right in this area. Spy and Hero going to clean up Swilliam. Looks like Bloomy's just hanging out. Probably sitting in the passenger side of a vehicle, waiting for someone to make the rotate in.
Yeah, look, it's kind of the key is patience in this moment, right? And Bloomy probably has more patience than I have, to be honest. Oh, okay, shh. But you can't let these other players close by know. And wait, somebody has found him. Somebody has seen Bloomy there in the car, immediately tries to take shots, now allowing this other team to know that there was a team or a player close by, now just trying to disengage, find a nice place to hide. And fortunately for Bloomy, it does look like he does.
For the moment, though, it looks like Creo and Ronaldo are just in the corn right next door. If they decide to make a play, oh, it is going to be coming through. Creo is going to hop in the vehicle immediately and rotate on out. They can't tell if it's a single player or one. Nator actually gets extremely lucky that he has that Port-a-Fort to protect himself very quickly. We see Hero goes down the feed. Hellfire goes down to Thomas HD, and it looks like Thomas is going to be picking up another massive elim game.
This is huge. The consistency from Thomas HD. He's been in every fourth zone. He's been the one lighting up the elimination feed. And now here in game 3, that seems to be no different. But one thing that is different, it's Epic Whale here in the end game here with Malibuka doing a good job of getting a couple eliminations on the board, if I do say so myself.
Just 5 here on Epic already. And, you know, he's flexing the 6-time FNCS champion. You know, Epic 6X. He always lets everybody know how many total FNCS championships he has based on his name, as we do see Siyun and King here right on the north side of zone. Not exactly the best position, but it's a position where they get to survive and live for the moment. Now, Steno, Lushi, the team that seems to always be in a vehicle, once again, but no, Polga goes down. So Malibuka has 2 elims, about to get a third if they can clean this one up. And just like you mentioned, they're slaying out this game.
This could be a turnaround game for them. Honestly, with the positioning that they have and the amount of eliminations they have, it's, in my opinion, it's comfortable to say that they could potentially take this game, and that's what I'm going to call. Listen, I thought it was going to be Clix and Duke, but after seeing Clix go down, I got to say it. It's Epic Whale and Malibuka on the hunt and ready to go. Malibuka cleaning up 2 more players. That's 9 total eliminations for this duo. Will they be stopped?
Another one. Throw it in the bag for those 2. We do see Cammy and Seti still alive in this endgame chat. You can see Andy looking to make a play with the car and actually jump onto another duo. That's going to hurt, but everyone's in that vehicle down below, and another by Epic. He gets another knock, and they are not stopping anytime soon. Everyone is in their sights, and no one is safe with these 2 in the lobby.
No one is safe. Just think, on this side of the lobby, we see Epic Whale, we see Malibuka. But I gotta imagine that Thomas HD is on the other side. So there is nowhere you are safe here with these powerful duos on both sides, but now the Rift plays come out, and this is just the start here in these moving zones. All these players in the air, they're ripe for the picking here for Epic Whale and Malibuca.
And we see Epic Whale hesitant to take the shot, but he does get the tags. Ref guard goes down. Malibuca picks up Tripper, and so they're just racking them up. Bloomy is another one in their sight. They were patient at first, but once the tags started to come through, they couldn't stop hitting them. But it is actually Draftel up on the high ground in another position. They are looking really strong in that porta fort over on the other side of zone. But we see King and Siyun, another aggressive duo, continuing to grab those eliminations as Thomas HD gets another one.
Another one comes through. Another one. Now, it looks like Malibuca is not slowing down. Huge tags, another elimination. 7 eliminations here, SPG. This is an incredible game, and now it's time. They have to move. They can no longer stay stationary, and the Rift comes out. So they're going to be looking for a new spot to continue this relentless pressure. But as I say that, looks like Siyun actually connects with Bloomy.
And they're doing the same thing just on the opposite side of the zone. They are now holding the high ground, but right up above them, it's Creo and Ronaldo that have grabbed that space. We do see Malibuca and Epic Whale now finding their position within the zone. But right now, this is not a good position to be. They do get some tags. Oh, they got tagged up a bunch, but hit the Rift and now find themselves in the air with their opponents.
This is going to be huge. Will they be able to make something happen here, just as Kai looks to make something happen with the shockwave? But Creo actually gets shockwaved off the porta fort. So does King. This is not looking good, folks. They are all getting shockwaved into zone, and Kai ends up going down. Malibuca, Epic Whale still holding it down here in the sky, but this is huge. Now they can 2v1 here towards Macwood, and they're going to do it. They land on him. Will they be able to get the elimination? No, as I say that, Macwood actually has to rotate there with the shockwave. Epic Whale still alive here in zone, but Malibuca has gone down. It is all up to Epic Whale here to clutch.
Now we see Draftel driving around. He's in the vehicle. Macwood jumping around with those shockwaves. So many knocked players just hang in. Macwood gonna go into the backside of Storm, but that's a slight misplay. He's gonna go down. Epic is up on the high ground. He has 8 eliminations. Cammy's in his sight. They have another top 5, but right now it's just Epic Whale cleaning up this lobby. The shockwave comes through. He's gonna send him back into Storm. He has one more. Can he make a play to put him in zone? Yes, he does. Can he find another elimination? It's Cammy, and now it's up above. It's Epic. He's getting beamed. Oh my goodness.
Listen, Epic Whale goes down, but what a game that was from them. Now Steno on the high ground, 4 eliminations himself. This is huge. This is massive. As they finish it out here, will they be able to hold it on? We've seen how consistent they've been. Top 3 going into this game, and now they finish it off with a beautiful victory royale.
Lucy, Steno, every single game making these end games, finding ways to stay alive, and they say, no longer are we just staying alive, now it's our game.
It was their